Hello and welcome to the Berkcast, the How to Train a Dragon podcast. I'm your host, HC. With me is...
Rush 2112.
And today, we've been waiting quite a while to do this episode because you fans probably know what we're talking about. It's the shorts, the How to Train a Dragon shorts. Now, before we get started, let's just get this out of the way. No, Dawn of the Dragon Races doesn't count. We'll cover it once we'll do either Defenders or the first season of Race to the Edge. But it's an episode of the TV show, doesn't count as a short. So let's just start talking about it. We're talking about Gift of the Night Fury, Legend of the Bone Upper, and Book of Dragons.
Yep.
The trilogy, if you will. So... let's just start with our general thoughts, pretty much. What we like about the shorts, what we don't like. You want to start?
Yeah, and quick disclaimer. It is raining outside my house, so any audio that's captured, if you guys hear just kind of sounds like a hollow, just a wind noise, it's pouring down. So hopefully that'll go by soon. But first thoughts, I actually liked them because it was kind of a first glimpse at what's going to happen. Are they going to do a TV show or are they continuing? It showed that they thought about, stuff other than the movies.
Yeah. I'll agree, and I'll also say that I like the fact that How to Train a Dragon got shorts in the first place, because you look at other DreamWorks franchises like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, they had these kind of shorts as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's true.
So the fact that How to Train a Dragon got its own pretty much Christmas special just shows that it is popular. They see right to invest in short stories that will go straight to DVD. So I like the fact of they exist, and I also enjoy them for little stories in between to hold us over.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, when you put it into that perspective, it also shows that, DreamWorks considered it a hit, because I don't think they made any shorts for movies that weren't too good, right? So
yeah,
they know
you don't see a short for Rise of the Guardians, let's say, or Turbo.
Exactly.
No, actually, Turbo got a
has
TV.
A TV show.
Yeah, there's the Netflix show, so...
But that's Netflix. It was kind of Dragons at least got a, Penguins of Madagascar got on Nickelodeon. Dragons started out on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and Kung Fu Panda as well was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. So, yeah. Nothing for Shrek, but that was because it was I would say Shrek didn't get a chance because it's first off, it's an old movie now. And at the time of its popularity, they didn't have the money to make a TV show.
Although, Puss in Boots did get a Netflix show,
It did. Yeah, but that's again Netflix kind of just being a late kind of thing for it. Also, Puss in Boots was kind of a spin-off. Like for Shrek, you kind of look at it and say, if you look at the animation today for DreamWorks How to Train or for the Race to the Edge, that's almost actually what it was back when they made Shrek, almost. So that's almost as good as that. So you have to think wow, if they have that technology now, though, how hard would it have been to make a TV show back then for Shrek? So, at that point.
Okay, so we shared our general thoughts on the matter. So let's go ahead and pick a favorite and least favorite moment from each short. Legend of the Bone Upper was first. Let's start with this one. Favorite and least favorite moment.
Ooh, definitely the favorite moment is when Hiccup realizes, the Bone Emperor wants the bone, and he says, "Gobber, take off your pants," and everybody shouts, "No."
I completely agree, because just how show just that line out of context and everything to someone who hasn't seen it, and just the reactions you can get, that alone is worth it.
Least favorite moment?
If I may, because I have one, and so it's the fact that at the very beginning we see a bit of Toothless, but then like a minute or two into the short, he just vanishes. It almost like if like he doesn't seem to have a role in this. And don't get me wrong, I know it's Gabber's story. Toothless might not matter really, but it's like, why tease us and put him there if he's not going to be in it? Come on, guys.
I mean that was probably just showing how they had the dragons were integrated in society now, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. If you're gonna put the dragons in there, do something more than just the bone napper itself.
Mm-hmm. So we're pretty much in unison about this one. That's a first. So let's move on to Book of Dragons.
I liked this one. I actually liked how they included the like dragons that they haven't talked about yet. Like they include the Snap Trapper. That was pretty cool. They talked about. I mean, at the time before we knew there was going to be a TV show. They talked about the Whispering Death.
I wanted to touch about that when I was talking about one. Okay, I'll spoil it. In terms of the least favorite moment in this short, it's about that pretty much all the short is just explaining the dragons, which at first, when it first came out, it was cool. I'm not against that, but then you get to the TV show and most of the dragons they touch upon, they do explain a bit better and a bit more interesting in the TV show. Because it feels more natural and less schoolish, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean technically, well, you have to remember at the beginning of there's like it's in session right now. Dragon training is in session.
Yes. So again, the short itself it's okay, but the thing my least favorite part of it is just that it's not really all that relevant anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
I said my favorite moment is when they introduced like just the new dragons and how it kind of goes from the drawing to the animated style, and not the drawn animated style. Like when they show the Whispering Death, how it comes off the screen. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So my favorite part is when it starts. I know it's a bit childish and everything, but I like that introduction where the characters are talking to the camera as you are there.
I did not like that part.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought it was a fun way to, because then at the end of the day, they're trying to get kids to buy this. Yeah. I know we buy it as well, but so I thought it was like.
I'm still a kid.
Yeah, we are making a podcast about an animated franchise. We are kids in heart, dude.
Yeah,
and we're proud of it.
If you heard our if you heard last week's podcast,
oh yeah, but that's another story. So yes. I thought it was a fun way to introduce this, in my honest opinion.
I like fourth wall breaks in terms of comedy, like excuse me, like sort of Deadpool. But let's not get into
I know what you're talking about.
But like when they were kind of just like, oh, hey, what's up, and then they actually include you in the story to the degree of, it's not like how about this? My fourth wall breaks that I like are in terms of self humor, like when they look at the screen and they're like, oh, wait a second, anyway. Kind of like that stuff. I just kind of found it awkward, maybe because.
Yeah, it's something about the script makes it a bit awkward, but I like the idea more than the execution.
Yeah, maybe it's just my post-teenager mind you, saying, "Wow, they're talking to me like I'm a kid. I don't like it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me." But like you said, it is a good tool for the little kids.
Yes. Okay, so Gift of the Night Fury.
The Christmas.
This is the hard one.
Oh.
So let's start with the least favorite. If you have one, I need to think.
Yeah, I don't have. I need to think too. I'd have to say there's just so many great moments.
Least favorite, not favorite.
I know but that's what I'm saying. There's so many great moments, hard to find. I'd have to say when probably just so hard to figure out.
Okay, I have one.
Yeah.
The after Toothless leaves, there's the scene where Hiccup hears noises on the roof, and he thinks it's Toothless, but then he runs out and he finds out it's Twig. I don't know. There's something heart wrenching about it.
Yeah. That's not really least favorite. That's kind of just like that's kind of sad moment.
Yeah,
I guess you could say that's least
there
favorite.
isn't really a least favorite moment for me in that short. It's just, if I need to choose a moment that didn't make me feel happy, it will be this one.
Yeah. I have to say, okay, well, least favorite is when Toothless puts the helmet on Hiccup, because I just found that disgusting.
Oh.
But much like the other characters did. Like, that's kind of unnecessary.
But it's adorable.
I know it is, but I didn't like that they did it. I mean, it's still a good moment, yeah, but it's just
Forgive me, I sounded like Ben for a second, but okay.
Alright.
Okay,
Well, you started least favorite, so you get the favorite. I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Okay, so you know what? If
May
you
I
think
take
you
a
know,
guess?
take a guess. You got one.
The eggs explode. The eggs explode!
Okay, I knew you were going to go there because I said that was my favorite Astrid moment, but no.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so my favorite moment is at the end, where after Toothless destroys the new tail, and like sort of a runner-up is that he pushes the saddle towards Hiccup like, please put it on me again,
Yeah.
please. And then when they fall, they do the free fall. You can hear Hiccup's narration. I like the fact that he said that year I gave my best friend a pretty great gift. He gave me a better one, and I like the fact that if they are going in that direction, that the books, the movies end like the books, where Hiccup is like reflecting on the time dragons lived with them. So I like that it does sound like he tells you at a later age that year I gave my best friend, so on and so forth. So I like that little bit of even I don't think it was intentional on the writing part, but it's a bit of foreshadowing that I like.
Well, if you ask him, they'll say, "Oh yeah, we totally meant to do that."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the director of the short, if you bring it up to him now, he'll be, yeah, that was it.
Well, my favorite part is a little less meaningful, but it would have to be when Astrid brings out the yak nog, after Snotlout drinks it, like when Fish Legs asks, "Ooh, yum, what's that?"
And
in the background, Snotlout just shakes his head. That's
like, don't do it, man.
Yeah,
don't do it. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So, overall, favorite and least favorite of the shorts themselves. Okay, let's just say it. Favorite is Gift of the Night Fury.
Yeah, and least favorite is Book of Dragons.
Yeah, holy shit, we are agreeing on a lot of things this episode. Let's start over. We need to disagree more.
Yeah. More controversy, dang it.
Yeah. Okay, we're kidding, guys. We can agree on stuff, but anyway, yeah, and the reason I said why Book of Dragons isn't my favorite, because mostly timing.
Yeah, also it is just, it's not really expositional, or it's not even looking to life. It's just like, oh, here's a cool thing on all the dragons that we could show, but we don't.
Yes. Yeah. Teasing you to the TV show, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, but another reason why I think Gift of the Night Fury is everyone's favorite from the shorts is because, let's face it, in terms of the canon, it's the one that develops everything, that develops something. Like, let's think about it. We find out in that show that Mitlog is a girl, and that's something, and that's a fact that sticks around for the show, for How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, and
we actually found out something
too. We also get their names from that one, I believe, because we know Toothless's name. We find out Meatlug. We don't find out Barf and Belched, I don't think.
But we do know Stormfly.
We do know Stormfly, and I think we know Hookfang.
Yeah, Hookfang as well. Yes.
So we get the names, which is I think that was pretty cool. Like you won't catch them. You'd catch obviously Meatlug and Stormfly, but Hooffang was actually pretty subtle, and I like how they dropped that in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, when I think about it in terms of Stormfly, it was like when they walk after the meeting and I was like, I know I've been looking to pass the holiday with Stormfly. Yeah, name drop in there. Great job, guys.
Well, and then once they come back, Stormfly, you're back, and oh, you have babies.
Yes. So, Gift of the Night Fury is our favorite, mostly because also, even though it's obviously a Christmas special because it kind of touches on the subject of Christmas and the spirit of it and everything, but I did like the fact that they didn't call it Christmas. They did invent something that, okay, we can believe Vikings celebrated it.
Yeah.
And also the name Snuggletug. Why we chose such a name remains to be solved.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. So next up, here's a question. Now that we have the show Race to the Edge, to be more exact, going on, do you think the new How to Train Dragon shorts are a possibility, or if they have an idea, they'll just put it in the show?
I think if they have an idea, they're gonna put it in the show. Because
Dawn of the Dragon Races is a pretty clear example of that. Because
yeah, that was because we're considering that episode 0. So yeah, because the thing is, like, shorts are generally for movies or winter specials. There'll probably be another they've had a Shrek Christmas, maybe 2 or 3 of them. I'm pretty sure.
There was a Christmas one and there was a Halloween one.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get another DreamWorks Christmas special this Christmas, but I'm not gonna say. I don't think it'll be How to Train Your Dragon.
Maybe the Croods.
It could, it's probably the Croods. It could be. I mean, it could be How to Train Your Dragon because the movie's coming out next year, or sorry, 2 years. So that maybe 2017. Sorry,
maybe
mixed up on my dates. Yeah, but they shouldn't do it after the movie because if the movie ends how we think it's gonna end, and they do a Christmas special after that, well, that's gonna be just sad.
Oh, this will be the most depressing Christmas special in the world.
The most real world. We just lost our dragons. We have no happiness this Christmas. Remember,
this
kids, give up your dreams
dude.
because the real world is horrible.
Oh my god. There's actually a belief in Japan, I heard about it, that they do teach kids who watch animated shows that the heroes can lose, the heroes can die, because that's a part of life.
Yeah.
So maybe in the Japanese How to Train a Dragon.
That's why in anime they always make an OP superhero, but they always have a villain that can beat them, no matter what happens. It's that's the most infuriating thing about anime to me. It's oh wow, your superhero is really strong. Well, let's just make every villain, even the weakest ones that come across, and beat him somehow.
Yes.
And then you come back and you either win once or you lose, and you can never beat him until the final episode.
You know what the sad thing is? You just summed it up, the entire plot up in 15 seconds, but in the show itself it will take 50 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because each episode is a minute.
Yeah, it's a minute of action and 20 seconds of talking.
No.
Staring.
In their real time, an episode for us is a minute for them.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In another the planet will blow up in 5 minutes. 5 episodes later, 5 minutes past.
And it's 7 different shots of it exploding.
Yeah.
Each taking 30 seconds.
Rash, I think we got confused. The Berkcast is the How to Train Your Dragon podcast, not the Dragon Ball podcast. Let's move on.
Right, good catch.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, yeah, I think if they have any idea for a new How to Train Your Dragon short, it will probably just end up as an episode of Race
Yeah,
to the
or
Edge.
I mean, they could do like they dropped the quick animatics thing where you can make your own scene, sort of. And
Yeah.
that was just the animatics, no like overlay of anything. They could drop like I think it'd be kind of cool if they dropped like a short like 10, 10 second, maybe 1 minute video of just maybe because do you remember them doing like for the How to Train Your Dragon movie how they had the shorts of the Winter Olympics with the
Yeah,
Vikings?
but that was more advertisement than
But I feel like
shorts.
they could do that for well, obviously you also have to think that that was in movie style animation,
Yeah.
sort of. But in this one you could like in that sense they could make like advertisement for the next season or something. I think it'd be cool if they did that. They're probably not because they'll just do the picture
Yeah.
and saying
Again, if because let's say it like this. Legend of the Bone Upper was a Blu-ray and DVD extra for movie one,
yeah.
and now movie two got it as well. But we got Dawn of the Dragon Races, which argue it against me as much as you want. It's an episode.
Yeah.
It has the credits from the show. It has the voice cast of the show. It has the animation style of the show.
And it's of a TV show length. It's 22 minutes basically. Because if you
Yeah.
look at Legend of the Bone Napper, that one's a short. That one's like 15 minutes to 10 to 15 minutes, 11 I
Yeah,
think.
but then again, Gift of the Night Fury is 22 minutes. So
Yeah, but that was that. But you could definitively tell that was a short by it being a Christmas special. Sorry, Snoggletog special. You could definitely
Yeah.
tell that one. So
Yeah, good point. But then again, we both think if they have an idea for a short, it will be an episode,
be-
like a filler episode of the show.
oh yes,
Yeah, which is not bad. Well, like if
the filler isn't bad.
yeah, if it's not a fish legs centric episode. Nah, I'm kidding.
No, you're not, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah. How do you
Anyway.
know I'm not? Are you in my mind?
No, but our most controversial episode, shameless plug, go see it.
What? Okay, wait. What is the matter with plugging our own stuff in our own show? It's an episode of the Berkcast. We are at the Berkcast. We can. On that note, go watch episode 10. It's hilarious.
In that fact, go watch all of our previous episodes.
Yeah. And if I'm allowed to plug something, I've been trying to plug my sync for the entire week and it won't plug. Can you help me with that?
No, I'm halfway across the world.
Shit. Anyway. Okay, but if more shorts will be made, where do you think they will be placed in the timeline?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm pretty sure the only places they could logically place shorts would be between Race to the Edge and How to Train Your Dragon 2, or after How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah,
It
you
wouldn't
know,
really make sense otherwise.
yeah, I've been studying the possibilities, and let's say it like this: they have, I believe, like they have two options, but as opposed to you when you said it's either between Race to the Edge and How to Train Dragon 2, because, like I said, I have a feeling Race to the Edge will end exactly where 2 starts. Not exactly, but there wouldn't be.
Just the way it's going now, that'd have to be a lot of, skipping between. So obviously next season we'll start with, there's only 2 more seasons that are coming, right? Or only 2 more batches of, sorry, 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. So 3 more batches
Like
of episodes.
3 batches of episodes.
Yeah, so this next batch of episodes will be basically end of the Defenders of the Wing, and I think it'll continue on. There won't be too much time skipping, because as we
Yes.
saw between the first and the second season, there was a huge time skip.
You mean between Defenders and the first Race to the Edge?
No. I'm talking. Well, I'm talking about in terms of relative to Race to the Edge, because so Race to the Edge starts about 1.5 years before
2.
2. Then
Yeah,
so we
and
go through
actually,
there.
that's something I want to point out. Between Defenders of Berk and the first Race to the Edge, there's still a 3 year gap, so
Yeah.
they could potentially place a short there, even
They
though
could. They kind of halfway did with.
yeah, let's say like this. Dawn of the
Episode
Dragon
0.
Races is in those 3 years.
Yeah. So, but
But I will
So-
agree that if I do want, if I would have, if someone would give me the opportunity to make a How to Train Your Dragon short, please, I would probably put it after How to Train Your Dragon 2.
oh yeah, absolutely.
You know
That's
what?
I
You know
wanted
what? You know what? Let me rephrase that. After the graphic novels, probably, because the novels start.
Yeah, we'd have to see where they start.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
another
apparently
thing.
they
We
said
have
it's
to see where they
immediately
start.
after. Yeah, I think a short that if the graphic novels don't cover it completely, I think a short. I would like a short to be like the immediately after effects of the second movie, like basically them rebuilding and stuff, just the everyday. I mean, obviously that's not very entertaining to some.
Yeah, but at the same time, Snuggletug was like an everyday, every year, but it was
That's
still a
true.
routine. So
Well, it was the first year with dragons, so that's
yeah, but and at that time the dragons are around for 5 years. So yeah, you're right. But if I have to, if a short was to be made by me, it will probably be post How to Train Your Dragon 2, because maybe show us that the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless is a bit still strong, but not as strong. Like they have some trust issues, maybe.
Yeah, maybe because as their respective chiefs, they have the different things to do.
But then again, How to Train Your Dragon 3 might touch upon it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Oh,
wait and see, but what will you do if you were given the opportunity?
I would do it. Just it, like I said, you'd have to re-ask me after the graphic novel comes out, because I'd place it if the graphic novel covers what I talked about, then after the graphic novel, depending on how it ends, right? Because the graphic novel could end all happy, and you're like, well, there's not really much that you could put it at after. You could say after effects of it, but if it ends kind of on a weird note, you could say how they're dealing with that after it. But which is why I want it immediately after, to see how everybody's dealing with, the after effects of how to.
Yeah, but here's another thing I thought about. They say that the graphic novels will take place immediately after where two lives.
I know they say that.
Yeah, but let us question this. Do they mean right after the fight with the Bewilder Beast, or right after the dragon racing scene?
Yeah, or like, when they say immediately after, they mean like, a couple days after and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the graphic novel, based on what they say, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be out like, oh, it's been 2 weeks since I became chief, like that or something.
Maybe 1 week. I don't know.
I know. I'm pretty sure it's gonna start off with it's been like X days or weeks since I've become
but
chief.
We are close to it. I believe it releases in February.
Yeah, and we'll have a podcast about that.
Come we will. Yeah, we will review it when the time comes, along with the new season.
The new season, new batch of episodes. It's still 2.5, season 2.5.
Yeah, season 2.5.
If it comes out, hey, that's good for us, because if it comes out January, we'll have more stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Because we're totally not running out of ideas. No, I'm just kidding. We are.
No, let's say it like this. We have a lot of ideas, but we're just not sure what to put in the next episode. And
not sure when to use them as well.
Yeah, but you know what, said? We're actually having the behind-the-scenes conversations on mic, so the entire listeners can hear us.
Yeah.
So I believe that's it. You want to add something on the shorts?
No, we know kind of where we know what the timeline would be, so we know where they would be. I think it would be. It wouldn't really be much of a short. This could technically be an episode again, but like if they did a pre How to Train Your Dragon, just to show how like the kids got along and stuff before they all got like they started changing.
That's interesting. Maybe a prequel short, like when
exactly.
before Toothless, before that night,
before
everything.
it could either be just their lives before, like a little bit before Toothless, or it could be their lives before, like they started changing.
You know what? You know how in the beginning of the movie the other teens already see Hiccup as a screw up. Like what began? Where that began? What
exactly?
So yeah, here's an idea. Maybe like do. I know they don't have a high school there, but like a Berk High, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Sort of.
Like with an 80s music, and Astrid is the hot girl, and Snuttert is the bully, and Hiccup is the nerd who eventually gets the girl. Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, that's probably the subject of several AU fanfictions, which we may read. Keep checking in.
Yeah.
Just looking left and right.
We'll probably read one because there are some, and I promise you, I didn't write one. I didn't.
Work. I have not either. I've been writing strictly to, like, canon. Well, potentially canon.
As canon as you can get. I know what you mean.
Except for the one that I was supposed to post first season, but I screwed up and didn't finish it in time.
Yeah.
Oops.
Is Edge of Insanity supposed to be like quote unquote canon?
It's supposed to be what I thought. Well, not really canon. It's more of it's what could have happened.
It's a what if.
Yeah, it's a. I wouldn't say. Yeah, I guess what if.
Okay, so I think we're pretty much done with the shorts. So let's just close this off.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Berkcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you want to share your thoughts on the shorts, your favorite, least favorite, and so on, you can tell us that in the comments below, and you can also tell us privately in the Berk Grapevine forums. We are all there, and you can also say hi on the Berkcast Twitter page. Berkcast is capital B, capital C.
And make sure to follow us on the Twitter page, as we do tweet out when we are going live with the podcast. Make sure to share with your friends. Also, an announcement that I didn't have the time to make an update video about. You are probably listening to this on Tuesday. Tuesday. This is the new day for the Berkcast because Sunday is not a possibility for me anymore because college and stuff. So we are moving to Tuesdays. You now know Tuesday is the Berkcast day. And if you do follow us on Twitter, you will get a tweet notification. Thank you for listening. Indeed. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a good day, good night, whenever you listen to this, and take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.